of years ago.
Very good. Terrific. Nice to see you again.
I saw your name. I'm a liaison to post grants.
Got it. Fantastic.
How are you?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Martha.
Hi, I'm gonna
Yes.
make my lunch, so
I
I'm not.
I screw up, not yours.
Good to see you, Carol. I thought you weren't going to be here.
I was supposed to be downtown at my husband's office for a holiday lunch, but I bagged it. So I'm here.
Holiday lunch you missed?
Did you get all dressed up and didn't go?
Great.
All
So,
dressed up and no place to go.
Mary, how's your daughter doing?
Hello.
Let me just.
Okay.
Dawn,
Hi,
I didn't
everybody.
recognize you.
I think we'll start. I think there's a couple people that aren't on, but I think we'll just catch up with them. Hi, good afternoon, and thanks for joining. Amy will not be able to be with us today. She is in Colorado and she's actually taking a class at this very moment in time. So I'll try and do the best I can to cover for her. Let's start with introductions. Let's see, two people are not here that I was hoping to introduce, so we may just have to introduce with names only. Excuse me for a second. Could you just close the door? Thank you. Okay. It's so nice to be sharing a house with somebody who's working full-time from home. So let's start out with the results of our ComCom vote. I think I sent it out to everybody, but let's see if we can show you what came up here. Let's see, hold on. Here, and we have. Okay, I guess we're not showing that very easily. One more, there it is. Okay, so now screen share. Can you see this? No.
No.
Okay, so put it back on again and we go to.
The website looks great with the logos. It's very colorful. It really added a lot.
So you can see that.
Yeah, you can. They're nice.
No, but not today, not now on our screen.
Oh,
okay.
no, I'm sorry. No, if you go to the website,
There
yeah, you all should go to the website and look under the calendar.
Okay, can you see this now? This is,
Great picture, another
Yes.
great picture.
yeah, okay. So, and when you first come on, first of all, yeah, it's a great website. And thanks to Kathy Newman about it. Kathy can't be here today, but she did a great job working with all of us to make this come about. The colors are really great. You see this thing when you first come on? It's called upcoming events. It's just a way for the public to see what things are going on and also to cue all of us to meetings that are coming up. And so I gather you may know better than me, Martha and Susan, but I think we actually paid to have this feature, which is to include a logo for each of the committees. And so, you know, you can learn more. So this is the logo for communications. That's what we came. It was a very close vote, neck and neck up until the very end, but by one vote, this is the one that came up. So this is what we're using. And so far, I'm going to just show you what we've gotten. Let's see, get out of that screen, Here we go. Here's what we've gotten so far from the various committees. Can you see that? This is, here, back to share screen. Okay, and here we go. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Great.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have now,
that was not interesting.
yeah, so this
Nice.
is written for grants.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I don't see Ann on today, but it looks like, you know, it's the light at the end of this, you know, the end of the path, you know, that you're helping people see the light, whatever.
How nice.
Yeah,
You talking about me? I'm here.
you are? I'm sorry, I can't see
You
you.
can't, that's okay. My video's not on, but I'm here.
Okay, well.
That's interesting that do we care that it is the one that does not look like all the others?
I don't think so, because
No,
it's
I
Okay.
think it's nice.
No,
It looks like different.
no.
kind of whatever you want it to be, but
Okay.
yeah. So, and then this is educations, and I don't know, Leslie, if you want to comment on it. Very artsy. Lots of educational themes there.
Well, I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah, speaks for itself. Okay, nominating and leadership, we just got theirs. And Lissa, did you want to say anything about that?
No, I think it's
Speaks-
self-explanatory.
Okay,
Leadership at the top.
I like it. Yeah.
yeah, it's nice. And yeah, some are more theoretical or conceptual or artistic, and some are very, it's kind of whatever works for you. Membership, you're one of the first ones out of the gate, and I think this was designed by one of your members. Is that right, Pam?
Yeah, I don't recall who designed this, but we were trying to get something that looked like we were reaching out to people. So that's where the hands came from. And we also wanted to incorporate the colors of the circle.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice.
And Donna, this is what we got from Cricket for Ready, which I think is very nice. And steering, this is very nice too. It's interesting. All of us sitting around equals, all at a table. It looks very nice. So I think this is, so far it's really good. We're still needing 2 more. And when we get those, we'll share those with you as well. But I know that folks are looking at them right now because they've asked for various places where they can get free, where they don't have to pay for using it each time it shows. So anyway.
Peggy, which are the other 2 that still need to come in?
Post Grants is still working on theirs, and Grantee Connect.
Okay, thank you.
And I will
And
tell you.
also, I just, a Facebook post just hit 40 minutes ago announcing all the new logos, except I need, Peggy, you need to send me the ready logo so I can edit the post and add that one.
Okay, I will.
I
Okay.
need that one too, Peggy, please.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
And I will tell you, Post Grants is working this week. We are trying to use our collective imaginations, and we've been struggling a little with that. So it was helpful to see what Grants is doing. Thank you.
Great. Well, okay. Yes, Martha.
What was it? The tin cans that came in second in the
No, it was a very conceptual, almost like everything to do either digitally or handwriting wise for social media. It was really beautiful, but boy, when it miniaturized, it you really couldn't see it.
couldn't
But
see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
but it was a
Thanks.
really great, I mean, thanks Carol. Carol found that. That was really great. So
Great.
maybe we can use it sometime as a post just for something else.
Yeah. Right.
True.
Okay, next on the agenda is the newsletter report, and I don't see Ruth on. I wanted to introduce her, and maybe we'll have to do that next meeting. We have now a chair of the subcommittee for newsletters, and that's Ruth Sadler, who's kind of relatively new to the circle. She's been on, I think, for about a year now, but she's going to be, she's a background in actual newspapers. She was a sports reporter for a newspaper in Watertown. And so we've had our first meeting, and she has a lot of ideas, and she'll be the one getting in touch with all of you when we need articles. So we'll make you all the primary contacts for your various committees to get that kind of information from you. One of the things that I think everybody was saying at our first meeting is under Ruth is that we really have to get shorter with the articles. We ended up with 9 pages for the newsletter, and I mean, a lot of people don't even read newsletters, so 9 pages is a lot to absorb. So we're really going to try and go for the lower limits, like no more, say 150 words tops for things. And that might help us to condense it down to the real nitty gritty. Just to put it on your little radar that for December, we're going to be asking for whatever we get, articles or ideas or whatever, to be in by December 11th. That will help us to make the time frame for the end of December for putting it out. And then social media, and I don't have our social media new person either, but after much ado, Maria Darby, who's pretty new to the circle as well. Are you on, Maria? I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Oh.
All right, here. Can you picture on so they can see your
No,
face?
sorry, I'm eating my lunch. That's why. Hold on. Let me flip the mic.
I didn't see you.
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
Maria has graciously agreed to be co-chairing the social media group. Right now, I'm going to be doing that with her. And when either of us can't do it, Carol has been very gracious to offer to back us up and hold the meeting if we can't do it ourselves. But Maria, do you want to say just a few words about yourself, like what you're doing and your
Sure.
background?
I'm currently the Chief Operating Officer at Keswick, but I've been doing communications for 30 years, I guess. So it must have been started when I was 5, but nonetheless, I oversee the I oversee the communications and development team here at Keswick as well, including our social media accounts. So what I don't know, I have an access to people who are much more experienced than I am also in that realm. So hopefully that will be helpful to the group as we go forward.
That's great. Thank you. We haven't had our meeting yet with Maria. That's going to be coming up. I think it's December 5th. But one of the things that I think is kind of cool that we're going to begin to explore, we're not sure where it's going to go, if any place, but we're going to have a meeting with some of the people from the membership committee, a joint meeting, to begin just talking about, what can we do to enhance their goal of increasing membership. I know that they put it out in the newsletter that we just published and said that their goal is to get 500 members. And I think, Pam, are we like 450 or something like that?
Around, I think between like 425 and 450, the number kind of varies.
Yeah. So we were thinking that, gosh, I know that they put out that their goal is to try and maybe even reach a younger membership than what we have to help keep the continuity of the circle. And we know that our social media, really the primary audience is a younger group. I mean, many of us use it, for our families and all that, but I think that others use it, in a primary way of communicating with each other. So we're going to try and explore what that might mean if we do some work with maybe membership, and that's going to come up at our first meeting in December. So stay tuned.
Yeah, Peggy?
Yes.
One issue that came up, I was talking with Sally Ward from membership, and we were wondering if we could expand our social media to include LinkedIn, because a lot of younger women who are working use LinkedIn as a primary social media contact. So we thought that might be helpful for recruiting younger members.
Great idea. Great idea. We can bring that up at our meeting. That's a really good idea. I'll put that. Okay.
We have talked about that before. It was just a question of who was going to do that.
Right.
It was discussed last year. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can figure that out, maybe work some of that out. I guess it's the week after Thanksgiving, so we'll talk about that then. Okay. Phyllis, Carol, do you want to say anything about Facebook? How we're doing?
I can go over our numbers quickly. So our numbers are really up. So our reaches, we are up 53% in post reaches, and we're up 119% in post engagements. So I think people are really reading our posts and sharing, liking, opening links. That's what's reflective as far as engagements go. We are a little bit down on page likes, but not much, but that really doesn't bother me because you're the only one that sees the likes. I mean, we can see how many people have liked a post, but it doesn't go in your feed anymore as far as liking something. The only way to go in your feed is to share. And we always do stress for people to share our posts so we can reach out to the general population and hopefully market the organization in getting new members. So as you can see, if you've been following Facebook, this is my month to post, and it's great that we have reached out to our membership to give us ideas, because they are coming in. We're very successful with this. Thank you, Peggy. And I have, the last couple of weeks, I've made 3 posts where we normally make 2 posts, but I'm trying to get them in. And I'm happy to also share on a personal note, I have finally figured out how to schedule a post. And I am a very happy person now. I've already scheduled all of my posts for next week. So stay tuned. It's very exciting.
Good for you, Carol.
Peggy, Phyllis, you want to add anything?
Well, I was just going to say, you were having trouble scheduling on a tablet. So, that was the big thing. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
And you've covered it. And I think that we're appreciative of, anybody who can give us some information to share. That's all.
I see that Donna has asked if Carol can go how you're doing that, how to share.
Well, I can show you, I can tell you how to do it from a tablet or an iPhone. And Phyllis could share how to schedule it from a computer, but it's very simple, actually. Now that I found this little trick, oh shoot, I don't have it on my iPhone, so I don't want to jeopardize getting out of this. So what I will do is I will email it to Peggy after the meeting, the actual link to, or the app that you use to schedule the post, and then she can forward it to everyone.
That would be great. Thank you.
Cool. We're gonna, I was gonna mention it later, but I can mention it here. We're gonna have to figure out how to do the next social media training. We did one, and I'll talk more about that later. But anyway, maybe we could have Carol, Phyllis, maybe you can actually be a part of showing how you did that with the group that's gonna be attending that training.
Right.
Too.
Okay, and I would also just like to add that we are getting things in. We still have questions as to whether we should post a certain thing or not. And I guess if we bounce it off of each other, we can figure it out. There are certain things that come into us and we're just not sure. So that's about it though.
Okay. Elda?
Don't forget Instagram. So one of the things I would really love to know is how many people of our membership actually have an Instagram account. That would be really helpful. Even if they don't use it very much, they could at least see what it is that we're posting. So that was one of the big things I'd really like to, I don't know how we could do a survey or what we can do, but to report back, we've only started Instagram since the beginning of the year. How long has Facebook been going on for?
Say it again, Elda.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I started it like in 2012.
Oh, so it's a long time. Okay,
Yeah.
gosh, amazing. Anyway,
you know what? It was so interesting because people were really worried about what if somebody said something bad, and it's never happened.
They were.
So there's this, this dark side of the stuff. Anyway, for our site, which is the Baltimore BWGC, we've had 77 posts. We have 112 followers, and we're following 109 people. And what I'm doing is when I respond to the people who we're following and who are following us, so that there's a conversation between the two of us. And sometimes I notice people say, well, do you want to post this? When actually it's already been posted by that organization because we're following them. So I find that's very helpful. It's sort of economical in a way also, so that we don't post it over and above that. We're linked to Linktree, which means that when you go into the blurb that you see on the post, you just click on the Linktree link and it takes you to where you can go to the website. So Ishika, who is our incredible intern, I call her my intern. And Peggy found her for us, which is wonderful. It's one of her friends' brilliant daughters. She's incredibly talented. She wants to go to medical school. When I look at her signature line, there must be about 7 things under that of what she is a leader of or president of or whatever of. But I think the Baltimore Giving Circle is really giving her a lot of information about who we are, all the other agencies. So I think she's really enjoying it. And truly, but at this point, she's not doing very much. She introduced me to Canva, which was helpful. And she's somebody to bounce ideas off. But go Ishika, she was great. So I don't know if there's anything else that anybody wants to say about it. I just like to demystify what Instagram is. My daughter tells me, she's in tech, that I'm an anomaly in the way I use it. I don't use it for any social stuff or anything like that. It's all informational. I've made connections with people around the world through it, and it's really enriched my life. That's all I can say. It's really, really enriched my life. So.
Elda, I'd like to help you out on your request in trying to find who's using Instagram within the circle. So I will do a post. I can do a post on Facebook just to get somewhat of an idea.
Oh, that would be great.
Just to like the post if they have an Instagram account.
That would be great. I think we just have to put a positive spin on this stuff, you know. It's not like anybody's going to go into your bank accounts or going to come and knock on your front door. You know, there's a tremendous fear of the stuff when really, if it's used in a certain way, it's very enriching and positive. So it's my experience anyway.
Although we got a question from Donna, I guess. She's asking, have you set it up that if you put a post to Instagram?
No, I think we decided not to do that actually.
Are you saying you don't?
Not to do that, but maybe we can review that again.
Well, maybe we can talk about it in our meeting coming up.
And I do take from Facebook, you know, some of the things.
Right, and I think it could be a little bit of an overkill because an overlap because we do tend to post some of the same subjects.
We do that, exactly.
And it would mean a lot of posts. So if it would be like clogging up your feed, basically, which actually puts a negative spin, and I really shouldn't be doing that. But
and remember that Instagram is image-based. I'm sorry, Phyllis.
No, I don't think it has to be overload. If we all communicate, it would be, you know, we found this and we're going to share it on both. Therefore, no other posts need to be done. You know, one other post that week if we're trying for 2 a week. It just requires the communication, you know, among us to do that.
You know, I even tried to do
but let me just add, I know that Carol and I often search for some kind of a picture or something, some representation for some of our posts. And since Instagram is mostly, is really in pictures, and, you know, that's the most important thing about that. Sometimes it just doesn't work together.
I don't know if you can see this one, the last post. It's such a fabulous.
It was pretty, yeah. It's an attractive one.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not so sure how well that works as far as having that setting on. I have stressed this with our social media committee because I know I have, for my personal account, I do have it set that my Instagram posts go to Facebook, and I never get any likes or comments on any of them, which I find is a little strange. So I'm not so sure the effectiveness.
Well, let's talk about that at our next social media meeting to figure out the mechanics to see if that's the problem of it doesn't let you like something if you've had an automatic forwarding it to the other media. Okay, Elda, anything else?
Not right now. Well, one of the things with Facebook is I'm finding now that the posts are coming through to me for the notifications. For the longest time, they weren't. So I don't know what's different, but I am seeing them in my notifications, which is great.
As we changed the alias to social media.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
got it. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
did on
you.
purpose.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll just give you a quickie on YouTube. We have posted since the last meeting two videos. One was the full circle meeting. We had, since then, we've had 11 views and 1 like, which was my own like. And we had one unlisted, which was basically just our own video of our own communications meeting, which we'll be doing from now on, just for anybody who can't make it. And we've had 5 of you all from our numbers here watching that. So that's it. We've kind of we've announced this to the steering committee, and we announced it, I think, in other venues, but we're going to go with less editing of Zooms. If there's a Zoom, it's not really worth the effort to do all of the editing and making it. It's so many people's time, and we get so few people who actually go look at it. So we're going to do what a lot of organizations do, which is if you record it, just post it as is, and then you're just seeing it the way you would have seen it anyway. And so it doesn't have to be, unless it's something that we really, really, really think is extremely special, and we want to make it a really big to-do and give it a lot of, press, if you want to call it that. So that's kind of where we're at right now with YouTube. I've shown you on the website, I've shown you the logos that we have. They're up, and want to thank, Kathy's not here to thank personally, but we told her anyway that she is so great. You ask a question to Kathy and she's on it like immediately. So we really appreciate her helping us find the way to a lot of this stuff.
Peggy?
Yes.
I have a question about the logos. I apologize, I'm losing my voice, but I'll try to be heard. I understood that there are a couple already on the web, but for those that were just submitted, since we are in PG working on ours this week, could you find a way to send all of those to us? Because part of our challenge was to get them to mesh so that the style was somewhat similar. Graphics versus photographs, etc. Is there any way for you to send all of them via email?
I can.
And I'll share that with Robin and Wendy.
Okay.
And we hope to have ours done this week.
Okay. Just FYI, we're not actually, you can feel like it has to be similar in style, but like Grants did a great one. They really, they got that photo and they like that a lot. And so that communicates what they're trying to say. So anyway, I'll send what I actually put up today.
Right.
Okay.
Barbara, you can view all of them on Facebook today.
Oh, all of them now?
Except I just have to edit it to add the ready one, which I'll do when I get off the call,
Okay.
or as soon as Peggy sends it.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, other topics. The security verification process, just really quick. The issue that came up was that it seemed that whoever was the starter of some of the things that we're doing, like, for example, YouTube, and who started Facebook. And Donna, I'm just finding that you must have started all of these. Well, I think what we're realizing is that if somebody else wants to, from another place that's not who normally logs on in that way, it triggers a security alert, and then So when I happened to be in Turks and Caicos and posting something on YouTube, there was a security alert, and it wanted to know, they sent whatever it is they do, their little numbers or whatever, to the phone of the person who set it up, but it didn't go to me. And so as a result, I couldn't do anything. So we were wondering if maybe after this, I might get in touch with you and we can figure out what you started and what you didn't, and maybe we'll all use the same process.
And I can tell you that when we started this in 2012 or 13, there was no two-step authentication going on. So we'll just have to figure out where the glitch is.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll get in touch with you about this afterwards. Amy asked me to ask you all, I think we mentioned before that we did a social media training. It was the first one, and we had a lot of technical difficulties. I don't know how that all came about, but we ended up with a training with nobody in charge, and so nobody could do anything. But we decided there was a lot of enthusiasm to kind of take it to a more deeper level of training. And so Amy and her daughter are planning on another level of training. We're going to do the first one will be just on Facebook and much more in depth about, you know, because people wanted to know, how do you do this? How do you do this? And so Carol and Phyllis, it will hope that you can help us help them to figure that out in terms of, you know, the content and all this. But Amy asked me to ask you all, should we do this in December with the holidays, or should we wait till January afterwards? What are your thoughts?
I would wait till January.
January? Yes?
Yeah.
Put your hands up. Yes, January? Okay, January. Great. Okay, so that's it for our agenda today. I wanted to just see if you all, maybe we can go through each of the different committee liaisons and tell us if there's something that we should know about what's going on in your area so that we can follow up, or we can see how we can maximize it, or if you need us to do anything, that would be great. So I'm going to just look on my screen and start with Leslie for education. Is there anything you need to share with us?
Well, it's probably a good idea to highlight the full circle meeting that we're having in December. And so why don't I resend or send you the key information on that?
That'd be great. That'd be great. Just one thing, and this gets back to something that came up for the October newsletter. People are suggesting that they don't really, you know, it's challenging to find people to write an article about it. And so one of the things that we wanted to suggest perhaps to education to consider is you might want to just ask when you have a speaker to see if they might be able to just give you, you know, like a 50-word summary type of thing to say what they're going to be talking about. You know, not just a sentence, but, you know, 50 words isn't very much. And it's the kind of stuff that usually at least when I've gone to different presentations, that's the kind of stuff that the speaker usually gives to the person who's introducing them. So they know a little bit about them and it helps to give some context. And then you don't have to do it so much yourself. We can take that and repackage it in a way that makes it, you know, we'll add how many people came to the Zoom and that kind of stuff, but that might help you all. So I just throw that out.
Well, thanks for the idea. I think yes and no, depending on who you're asking.
Sure, sure. Okay.
It's going to be a catch-22.
Okay.
You know, Sabine Oishi is a very good writer and used to write a lot of the full circle meetings. If you might prevail upon her, I don't, you know if she will or not.
Yeah.
She writes very well.
Well, I don't have any problem writing it.
Okay.
There you go.
Great. Okay, let's see. Barbara, you're next on my screen. Barbara.
Yes, well, first of all, we've gotten the word out to all of our members about social media and submitting photographs. So hopefully we can make some of our progress reports a little more colorful. So stay tuned. Secondly, our grantees contacts have been going very well. And our mid-year reports we're going to have completed by the 1st of January. We have a meeting on January 19th to review those mid-year reports. But basically, I know our formal report to you is in February, but basically the progress is it's on track. We have mostly made our contacts with grantees, so things are moving.
Cool. Very good. Thank you. Come to you, Martha. You're next on my screen. Anything you want to share? You're on mute.
Yeah, just the steering, Susan and I are ready to put in our blurb for the newsletter, and we're working on it, and we're glad to have Ruth and Maria on board, and that's basically it.
Cool. Okay. Mary, now I'm going to, let's see, Pam from membership.
Communication, I'm sorry, for membership, we had our Circle Works Thanksgiving project, which was very successful. We actually collected enough food for 80 family to provide food bags for 80 families in Collington Square. So that was really wonderful. And we'll be sending you something for the newsletter about that. And we also have a prospective member Zoom meeting next Tuesday, November 30th from noon to 1 o'clock. We're doing the prospective meetings in two ways. We're doing some Zoom, some in person so that we can attract maybe different people. And as I mentioned earlier, one of our goals is to try to attract younger members to the circle.
Cool.
And then finally, we were also hoping that something for Giving Tuesday to make sure we promote the circle for that on different social media.
Pam, could I ask you how many people have been expressing interest in membership? How large a group do you have?
I'm not sure how many we have coming next week, but we've been adding probably 5 or 6 members a month.
Great.
So that's been really, we've really been pleased with that. And then we're having an event for new members at the BMA on, I think it's December 9th too.
Great.
For all new members who joined in the past year, because there hasn't been an opportunity for some of the new members to meet anyone. So because we've all been doing Zoom meetings. So that's the other project we have planned.
Thank you.
Phyllis?
May I ask, what's your trick? I mean, that sounds really good, getting those new members. Anything special that you all have been doing to attract people?
Well, I'm not sure if it's anything special, but we've been asking members to refer friends and family. I think that's really a helpful way, because I think if you know someone in the circle, you're more inclined to join, which is good and bad, because we're all the same age group as we're talking about. And we're assigning like mentors for new members too, someone to be there to communicate with them and keep them interested in the circle.
Oh, good. Okay.
Great. Okay, Donna?
Just have a membership thing. So Pamela, I don't think we've ever met, so it's nice to meet you on Zoom and to hear about what's going on in membership. One thing that we tried, Suzanne and I tried when we were co-chairs, and I would love to see another attempt at it, is to try to make paying for membership doable in like chunks, whether it's monthly, whether it's 2 payments, because we used to hear from a lot of people, we'd love to join, but we can't write that $1,150 check all at once. And BCF came back with all kinds of, well, this and that, we'd have to issue a tax letter every time. I don't know. I just keep thinking where there's a will, there's a way to make it.
Martha can speak to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can speak to that, Donna. That's in the works.
Right.
BCF's reluctance has evaporated because of the member leap system. Because of the member leap system.
Great.
So that is definitely very, very much being investigated, and Susan and I are hopeful something will come of it.
Yay.
Yeah.
That would be huge. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can I also make a request? And I apologize if you've covered this, since I'm a fairly new person. I was doing my will, I was updating it. And I think this organization, I'm so humbled by how wonderful it is. And I was going to have a place in my will for this organization until my attorney said, you realize you really can't, because that has to go to the Baltimore Foundation, the Community Foundation. If we have not addressed that before, could we? Because this is such a deserving organization. It would be nice if people.
It's not quite true, that information that he gave you, Barbara,
True.
because people have done that.
Mhm.
Our funds are kept at BCF,
Yeah,
but all you put is, they keep the funds, but they're for us.
yeah.
So, we've received other things in wills, just, and we've received quite a few gifts this year that have come in. So I don't think that's quite correct.
Okay, good.
And isn't
Good.
there a visioning committee talking about all of this?
Yes.
There is.
We're gonna
Yeah,
make
there's
it a
somebody
little
doing with
easier
that.
for people to do it, but it's not complicated right now, but they have a lot of plans on board for making I guess if people leave us money, to make it more profitable, to gain some interest, to make it more as an endowment. It's they're not finished. So I don't want to go on about their plans, but they're making it easier.
I think just whether it's something on the site or a brochure or just directions, because I think the confusion about designation and allocation
Okay.
is an issue.
Thank you for letting us know, Barbara. We
Sure.
will look into it more.
Okay.
It is in the works, truthfully, and we're looking
Right.
at the change in the website. It would require, you know, within
Right.
our member leap system and in the website.
Right.
Okay, I think Martha or Donna, did you just raise your hand? Oh, Donna?
Well, I know, I'm just waiting for my turn for the.
Oh, all right, well then if we can move on, okay, Donna, ready?
Yeah, so, so we have two exciting things coming up on November 29th. The larger group is going to be meeting with Sarah Hemmiger. She's coming to speak about the journey that Thread went through when they kind of took a look at how they operated using a racial equity lens. And so that'll be in person, which we're excited about. And then on December 2nd, there is the 12th annual Giving Circle Connector that the Maryland Philanthropy Network sponsors, where they're bringing a national speaker, Sarah Lomelin, in from Philanthropy Together to talk about sort of what's going on nationally with, giving circles, and they're, looking at how they operate, using a racial equity lens. So there's two really good things coming on. One thing I wanted to throw out at you all, given that we're, that there's understandable limitations to articles and you're worried, people aren't reading them, is I'm contemplating making videos and a video that we could, and I just want to, before I go through all the effort of doing it, make sure that that you would consider providing a link to it in a short 150-word article, because trying to talk about some of these topics in 150 words is challenging, but linking to something that really expresses the, people's, experiences with it could be really rich. So is that something the Communications Committee would consider?
Yes, yes. We love having links to other places that we don't even count those in the word count.
I just think storytelling is really, there's so much opportunity for storytelling in our circle. And I've done it before. I did it for the circle a long time. It's so easy on an iPhone. I've done it, to take pictures, get a little voiceover, you merge them, you have a 1 minute, a 130-second video. And you insert it in the text, so maybe someone clicks on it. They don't have to go to YouTube. They don't have to, it's like there. And I just think there's so many compelling stories that we could be telling that way if people were interested in that. Okay. I'm happy to help people if they're interested.
Sounds great. Okay.
As an aside with Instagram, I'm trying to get some stories or reels or something else in besides just the static photograph. Working on it.
Elda, I'll and anyone who's interested, I can send anyone who's interested these links, these little 1 minute videos.
Yeah. Would you send me some?
Yeah, and sometimes there's no voiceover. Sometimes there's just text telling the story. And
we need image though.
Really easy to do. So after this, I'll send you a link to a couple that I've made.
That'd be great.
Send it to the social, to the social.
I'll send it to, what is it, just
social media at the BWGC.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, just a reminder that we've changed it from Facebook to the broader one.
Right.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Donna.
Sure.
Lisa?
We are in the process of meeting with the different co-chairs to identify future leaders for the circle. And we are planning a kind of a leadership recruitment event. I think in, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I even posted it November, December. I'm not out. I'm outside, so I don't have my materials.
What committee are you? I'm sorry.
Leadership and nominating.
Okay.
So, we are actively looking for future leaders for the circle. So we have interviews set up, but we also want people who are interested in assuming a leadership position, to contact us at leadership nominating. We're going to send out an email shortly about the event we're having for members.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Anything
Thank you.
else?
That's it.
Okay. Anne, for grants?
Hello. They're still, well, let's see, this is November 19th, so the application period is open. I do not have a count of how many applications are complete. There are probably a lot more that are in process right now. The recruiting still continues for readers. I think the next big thing for us is December 15th, when the application process closes. So it's a good thing that January is my month for the four updates, because I think we'll have a lot of interesting information about the number of grants that we've seen that come in, the number of readers, and all that kind of thing. So, and I have not heard of any needs from Mary Jo and Jane, but I just reconnected with them to ask them that question, because honestly, I did not ask them before this meeting. But if anything comes up, I will certainly let communications know what they need.
Okay. I think that's it for those who are on the call today. Is there anybody who have any comments or questions before we begin or close?
Well, I just want to say how amazing Martha and Susan, is it Susan? Yes. I sent Susan a message the other day, but I didn't have Martha copied it. I think what you've done is incredible, really. You've really worked so hard, and I can see results. And I love the fact that you did that FaceTime thing the other day as well. I did not know about it ahead of time. I didn't see it, but I did see the copy of it. I have it on my computer to still watch. So yeah. So thank you.
Thank you for your kind words. We're having a great time.
Great. Okay, everybody, take care, and we'll
thank you for all your work. Thank you.
We'll see.
Happy Thanksgiving to all.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
When is the next meeting? When is the next meeting?
December, hold on. December 15th, I think. Hold on, let me just double check.
Is that for everybody? It's not the social committee.
December 16th. It's always the third Thursday of the month unless it's on a holiday of some sort and we make a special exception. And the Zoom is always the same Zoom sign in. So put it on your calendars for the rest of the year.
Okay. And just may I ask Peggy, the social media one is which one? What day? That's on the 1st.
That's going to be on December
1st.
I'm sorry, it's December 1st.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
December 1st, and it's at 12 noon. And we're tentatively working on the idea of maybe an in-person meeting. So we're thinking that if we can do that, we just held our first one with the newsletter. I think, when was that, Mary? On Monday? Tuesday.
Just so that you know, I wouldn't be able to do that day because I have a telemedicine one just before our Zoom. So I would not be able to get there in time if it's in person.
Okay,
Right.
well, let's try and work that out. We haven't confirmed that yet, but let's see if we can work that out. And that's the one where we're going to have some of the membership people come and talk with us, and we talk with them, and we have to figure out what we want to say.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.